And it's a bit challenging also, right?
Yeah.
Is it easy?
Yeah.
I think the way of approach is new and interesting. You don't get bored of it. You do want to listen what's next.
Can I get started with ACCA online classes? Hello everyone. Welcome to the first podcast session in which I'll be bringing ACCA students, my ACCA students, and also HRs and employers I'll be bringing in my session. For the first time today in this session, I have brought on two of my students who have taken online classes, and I'm meeting them for the first time, and we are doing a podcast talking about what is ACCA online classes and how did they clear their ACCA examination in the recent online examination. And also we are going to talk about more other things which many of the students would also be having query as. So let us just begin. So here with me is Gunjan, who has just cleared F3 paper, and even Ryan has just cleared F3 paper. So let's have a chat here and make sure that you watch this video till the end. So Gunjan, so how are you and what made you choose ACCA first of all?
I'm good. One of the reasons why I've actually chosen ACCA is because I find the subjects are very practical.
Okay.
Compared to any other thing. I really like the field. I want to continue my career in that. Build my career in that. That's one of the reasons I've taken ACCA, and I really like how it's flexible.
Okay, the flexibility of the qualification. Yes. Exactly. And you, Ryan, you had completed your BBA and then you chose off with ACCA. What exactly brought you here to ACCA?
Yes, first of all, I'd like to thank you for having me on board.
For sure.
And, sir, what interested me in ACCA are especially the subjects. The subjects are in the finance field. What interests me is that the field is really...
It's more of practical and...
Yes, it's practical and then it's more interesting to me. It's something which I understand, but it's also something which I enjoy as well.
And it's a bit challenging also, right?
Yeah.
Is it easy?
Yeah. No,
Nothing is
with a bit
easy.
of hard work, yeah, you can do it.
Okay. So that brings you here for ACCA. So recently you both actually have given ACCA examination, F3 examination in particular. How was your experience out there? Recently means in this October only you had given your examination, right? How was that?
At first, it's totally new. Giving an exam, sitting at your home comfortable zone, it's not something we have been used to.
Okay.
So that was very nice. And the exam process, there are times where you're confused because the MCQs, they seem easy, they're not at all easy. You need to really get to the right answer. But overall, it's a very comfortable process. That's what I think.
All right. How was your experience, Ryan, with...
Yes, so the exam situation, suppose sitting at my place and then writing it was comfortable, but yes, you need to work hard, as I've said it before, like the options, especially in the MCQ section.
Okay.
The options are really confusing according to me. If you have studied it well, then you should be able to answer.
Exactly, and you need to put it the right amount of study in place, then only you can go ahead with the examination, right?
Yes, definitely.
Suppose if you would have not given your mock exam, what would you have felt? Would you have been given without a mock exam?
No, you can't go through without a mock exam.
The mock, I don't think so. I would have.
You have to get comfortable. Considering I just finished my 12th and I'm in first year degree. I have not done such a process or like the structure of paper.
Okay.
So without a mock, I don't think so I would be able to do it.
Alright. So is it kind of mock a reality test of your understanding?
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
In my experience, it was like I first attempted the exam, the mock exam, and then I came to know where I actually stood at.
Okay.
So it was really helpful to open my eyes actually. It was a reality check for me, and then I was able to do well.
So you understood that where you are falling short, where are the means in the syllabus F3? Maybe it is consolidation, or maybe it is somewhere that you are finding it difficult, or the theory in F3. Yeah, there is theory in all, whether you tell it accounting, but there is somewhat of theory also. Understanding about where IFRS is coming, what is the implication of it. So that is actually somewhere we can say that not only practical but also theoretical support must be there.
But even the theory part is very practical, something you'll come across in a lifestyle.
Yes. Exactly, it is like that. That's why it is in the book, because
But
the AC.
to be honest, there are a lot of other things you study in your real life which are just theory. You don't use them in real life.
Exactly.
That's one of the reasons why I like
this
ACCA.
subject. It's a part of ACCA. I feel like the things which are there in the textbook, it's actually happening out there in the world.
Yes.
So it's really
So you can relate it and study it.
Relatable and fun to study.
In fact, the complete curriculum of ACCA goes into a check every year according to the industry and the employability standards. And with that employability standards, they updated whatever is the required thing. Like suppose there are many updates going on, that how do you go on with business online. Like there are big fours, there are organizations which are shutting down their offices for permanently, and they are going to work from home regularly from now. That's another process which is happening all of a sudden. So I had this one more question, in fact one burning question of every student. If you're watching this, you would have had it, that can I get started with ACCA online classes? How were the classes? How did you find with the classes? What did you find, like, did you find anybody like dozing off, like, oh class, I'm in the class kind of a thing, kind of situation?
Well, it was something new, but then you get used to it. I feel, and in the initial stages, it's all the theory. So then at that point, you are like, okay, it's a simple, so I can just look here and there. But when the numerical part starts, you get used to it. You get working on it, and then.
So it's more of participatory classes, right? Nowhere one-way communication happening in the class.
No.
Because I only taught you. Yes, it's more of participation, always a question and answer, and that's how you go ahead with it. So I'll come on to the classes a long time. What's your way on the classes?
I feel, okay, being in college, I do have online classes. I'll be honest, I do doze off on those, but this ones I don't, because it's actually interesting. Not just interesting, the way of approach is new and interesting. You don't get bored of it. You don't want to listen what's next. And considering they're online, they might seem like a joke. Like, how can you just study online, write an exam online and pass even? So, but it's not a joke. You realize when you're actually doing it, it's not at all a joke.
Exactly. So one more thing I have seen with students telling that in the online class there would not be that interaction happening with the classmates, the colleagues which are there. But what I have seen correct me if I am wrong, what I have seen is when the class is done, the students are interacting with themselves and they know what is their progress, what they have studied, because they have not met with each other previously, but they are there, they know that what is their progress, which exam they are going to give, how they are going to give. I don't know about that, but the students know. There's a separate group of students getting created.
Not a group, but yeah, like yesterday I started off like, okay, we're studying the same subject, okay, let's study the same chapters today and ask each other. We never met each other, we only know each other through classes.
Well,
it helps.
For me, it was actually with the help of you. I got in touch with my fellow students.
Yes.
When you had asked us to do a specific assignment, and at that time we were like, okay, how to do this and what to mention in this part of the question, and that's how
that's how the team got bonded up, and then slowly you have a target to be made on.
Yes.
For sure, I am going to get in more students. I'm going to talk to more students because it's been a long time that I have gone to a classroom to take class. Maybe this December or maybe this January we'll be back to the classes, but still we'll try doing it accordingly. Now there are more things like how, like suppose this is for you, Ryan, specifically, that you have completed your BBA, right?
Yes.
You've completed your BBA and now you've come up with ACCA. How do you find your knowledge level, whether it is increasing or whether it is decreasing or whether it is static enough that sir, ye to mujhe malum nahi tha kind of attitude, or sir, this is something which I actually got to know? How is your reaction on it?
Well, it's definitely not decreasing. It's increasing, obviously. It's actually with the standard of the ACCA and the help of you. With the help of the online coaching and my specific
Doubt clarifications.
Yes, exactly. It helps and it keeps on improving. It never decreases. And in the actual world, you need to relate to the things and imply it.
Exactly. And moreover, what I would say is that how do you see yourself as a problem solver in the organization? How can you be a problem solver in an organization when you qualify as an ACCA? Do you think that these knowledge which you are acquiring right now is going to be used kind of a thing? That how will you structure it in such a way when you join an organization?
No, actually, when you start studying, you see things in a separate. You start seeing things from a separate perspective. It gives you a new look into it, and so it definitely helps me. And I hope it will definitely help me in the organization.
For sure. The same question goes with you also, Gunjan.
I mean, I do feel yes, I do have an upper hand in college doing ACCA longhand because the subjects are similar but not completely the same. So that's an upper hand, and I think as I proceed in ACCA, the subjects get more practical, and I will be able to be a problem solver.
Alright, so let me just frame it once more. Another question, that whenever in a class, when you listen out about the real practical financial world, that how the financial world is going on and how the scams are going on, how big strategies and collaborations and amalgamations going on, do you feel yourself that okay, someday soon I'll be part of that big organization and be doing that amalgamations and mergers and be taking decisions of whether we need to acquire or not, or whether you be that person who catching hold of that person who did actually that scam after working on the financial statements? Do you feel yourself like, yes, I want to do that?
Yes, definitely.
Actually, the subjects and the chapters means I'm still in the first level, but still I feel that I've acquired some part of it, that yes, I can do it. I have that thinking that yes, I can do something with this, and I've learned a lot, and I hope to continue.
For sure, because the foundation which you do, if suppose you have to construct a building also, the most work goes on is laying down the foundation. Once the foundation is laid down, then slowly you build on. It's the foundation which you get that strong. In the foundation, you get that feel, you get that aspiration that what you have to do in your later future. That aspiration takes you places. Do you agree with that?
Definitely.
And more things which I have seen, there would be some doubts also which you would be getting in the class after you're studying. How did you tackle those approaches of those doubts?
Thank you to you, especially because I just have to like drop one WhatsApp message and I have an answer ready.
And that will come like a voice note, not a message type.
So that's actually nice because you're explaining the point there itself.
So your doubt is like finished there itself, and then you can proceed. Because what I've seen with students is that they come up with doubts, and then if suppose it happens with me also most of the time that I'm not able to answer at that particular time if it is a question. Maybe I'm somewhere outside or doing something, so it misses out. So what I do is nothing but I read the question over it, and then I just give it a WhatsApp and a voice note, so that you have the clarity over the topic, and then it's done. Then your preparation resumes. Otherwise you would be like, oh, this is a problem, you'll be stuck over there. In fact, in your upcoming examination, most probably in this month, you are giving your next exams, right?
Yes.
So how's your preparation for it?
Yes, I'm taking the same approach, but obviously in an improved way. Since I've written my one exam, and now I feel a bit more
confident towards the next papers.
And now I think, and now I feel that I can structure it in this way. I can study this way. I have to do like this. Because of which I can improve my way of studying and my way of.
So you know where are the shortfalls of your preparation, and you're going to apply it accordingly.
Yes.
How's your approach?
Considering first was F3, that was more of a practical because there were more sums, but now the upcoming paper is more of a theory, more of case studies.
Yes.
So this reminds me that I have to focus on the application and the understanding of the concept. So I'll be working on that. That's something that.
Exactly. Now let's talk about the classes more. Now in the classes there would be some tasks, some assignments given. So in that assignment, this particular ACCA assignment is nowhere related to a college assignment first of all.
Yeah.
Because when I see college assignments, it's like you need to have a record, you need to write down everything, or else if your colleague has written down, then you just copy paste it and then submit it. Does that happen here in my assignments?
Your assignments are actually fun. Your assignments are like watch this show to understand what actually happens.
Okay.
It's actually studying from home, so obviously we cannot do that. But still, yes, it's something we do, and not like just a copy and paste. You have to think about it and then write.
In my assignment, you have to take subscription of Netflix or Amazon and then watch particular shows and then come back and give me a review about it.
But that's how you're actually practically connecting your lifestyle to what you're studying. So it makes sense.
It's a good way of learning.
So how do you enjoy yourself when compared to a normal, not comparison, but how do you enjoy yourself in these classes?
Well, see, for me, I'm interested in the field, so the things you ask us to do, and then I can see it happening in the real world, which excites me to do it. So yes, it's good.
And one more thing which I wanted to say you all, that these two students, and there are many more students like these, they have started their ACCA journey. When did you guys start your ACCA journey? Can you just tell me?
I think August, mid-August.
August 2020.
Yes.
In lockdown.
Yes.
We are meeting for the first
We're
time.
meeting for the first time.
Yes,
April.
yes,
April 2020, start of the lockdown. And the progress is going on. It's not like, were there any hindrances in the exam or something that, okay, because of the ACCA examinations were not from home until July. Until July it was not there. From then it started, yes, you can give your examination from home, and I think so that it may continue also. So anywhere you are there, anywhere, like suppose these students are here, that's why I'm interviewing them. They are students from different countries, they are students from different states, and I would have a video podcast, a recorded podcast with them, so that I understand that how's your learning happening, how's your progress happening. It's also like having a long-term goal, long-term vision, that yes, I have to get this particular job in this particular industry, or I have to start up this particular organization in this particular senses. When this long-term goal is there, then ACCA thinks like, a short thing, right? ACCA is
it's a milestone. If you get
yes,
then you will be able to do those.
Exactly. This will help you do that.
Yes.
This is not the end goal.
Yes.
ACCA is the end goal.
No.
This is going to help you to get the end goal. So same goes with all those students. Now, what is your advice, which if suppose you've started in your degree, and if you find students who are just asking you, okay, what should I do after my 12th? There are students who are there in their 12th, or there are students in the 12th or in their degree. They'll ask you that, okay, you're doing this, can we also do this? What is that one step you would guide them for whether you would guide them for only going for ACCA, or whether you would guide them that research about things, think about which is better for you, and then accordingly take a decision. What would you suggest to them?
I feel up to the student, because it depends on what the person really likes and what he wants to study, what he or she wants to get into.
It's definitely the student's call, but then he has to search about it. He has to definitely do that.
He definitely has to research about what he wants to do and then take a decision.
Yes.
And while taking a decision, whom do you ask? Whom do you consult by taking a decision?
Parents, Google, YouTube, watch a lot of reviews.
Parents, Google,
I watch
YouTube,
a lot of reviews, what people
reviews,
say,
yes.
to see where they have gone down, or like what is their advantage, to know what it is like.
Relatives, friends, internet helps a lot.
Internet helps a lot.
I'm sure someone who's going to listen to this is going to be helpful.
For sure. In fact, if I remember, you came into the classes directly.
Yes.
Yes, you came to the classes directly. I met you in the classes directly.
Yes.
I've had a call with Gunjan before joining into the classes. Maybe around 1 hour or 2 hours, we had a conversation about what is ACCA, how do you go ahead, and then I sought out about different different qualifications also, and then you came up with a decision that okay, let's go with ACCA. The same must go with all you students also, that you need to look out for qualifications, look out for things, and then take a decision. Now, one piece of last advice which you guys want to give to a 12th student, not to ACCA student, but to a 12th student who is aspiring. He has definite that yes, I want to get started with ACCA. Do you know that you can start your ACCA after 10th also?
Yes.
You guys got to know about it?
Yes.
You got to know after completing your 12th.
Yes.
You got to know after completing your BBA that you can start your ACCA after 10th. So is there an advice for them who are in their 11th and 12th?
I feel if they really like the subject and they want to get into the field, don't stop, because the subjects in ACCA, they do start from a scratch, so you won't even feel like out of place or you're lacking knowledge. as in when you study the subject, you will get on to it.
Exactly. This is what I liked your answer, that if you like the subject and if you want to get into ACCA, then start it off in 11th and 12th.
Yes.
That's a very good answer actually. What would you say, Ryan, to those?
So, actually, it's the same thing, sir. Means if you are interested in it, then definitely go for it.
Exactly. Interest.
Yeah.
Interest is the main thing, guys.
That will only get through it, or else nothing else.
Will it be like, someone forced you to get into ACCA and
If there's a will, there's a way. So if
Exactly.
you have the will, you can.
it's nowhere someone will tell you, okay, you join ACCA, then only things will happen, then nothing is going to happen.
It's about acquiring a skill, and if you are interested in it, then you can do it.
Exactly.
It's not like if you're a doctor, you're going to earn well. It's nothing like that. It's all up to you. If you can do well, you can do well.
Exactly. So let's end this session on this note. Now on this conversation which we have had, I hope you've watched it till here. So make sure that you subscribe to this channel if you have watched it till here.
Like, share.
And I hope that this conversation was helpful also to you. And one thing which I would like to say to everyone is that though you're doing up with your ACCA or any other qualification, there's one key ingredient which will make you proceed forward, which is not one, it is actually two key ingredients which will take you forward. Is first of all, you're acquiring your knowledge, that's done. But your skills and your attitude is going to take you places.
Definitely.
You need to acquire the right skills, which industry which you want to go, and you also need to get the right attitude, the positive attitude towards approaching towards an examination, or suppose you are approaching towards a career. You need to do it practically rather than having it okay, सब कुछ अच्छा हो जाएगा, इस बार अच्छा नहीं हुआ, अगली बार अच्छा हो जाएगा, ऐसा attitude नहीं, बल्कि इस बार अच्छा, अगर suppose if you find problem in an examination at first, then what is the reason for that?
You can't leave it.
Analyzing, yeah.
It actually comes from experience, I feel.
Experience and also experts to advise you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for experience, you don't need to stop, you need to go on.
Yes, exactly. So it was a very good conversation, which I also felt it. Thank you very much for joining in this short notice also. And I'll be taking on more students into this podcast. So you can be the next. Let's come out for a conversation for it. And also I'll be bringing on HRs, employers, through which you can be also directly connected with. You can understand that what the employer wants, what are the skills, what are the knowledge the employer is looking out for, so that you can have a right approach while studying and improving your skills. So thank you very much for watching. Bye bye. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Bye bye everyone. Thank you very much.